Welcome to Hot Sports. I'm your host, Enrique Estrada. We got a great show lined up for you today as we dive into excitement of March Madness. And yes, we've officially reached the Sweet 16 in both the men and women's brackets. On the men's side, all eyes are on number 1 seed Auburn and number 2 seeds Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee as they gear up and leave it all on the court. We'll break down Duke's dominance and what to expect. They take on a tough Arizona squad. On the women's side, we've got highlights and full reports from a thriller between UCLA and Ole Miss. You don't want to miss it. So stay locked in because Hot Sports is bringing in the heat. Welcome back, folks. It's March Madness and the Sweet 16 is bringing the heat. Let's start with the women's side where the number 1 seed UCLA Bruins came out locked in and laser focused against the number 5 Ole Miss Rebels. Junior center Lauren Betts was an absolute force tonight. She dropped 31 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and added 3 blocks, dominating the paint like she owned it. Betts is just the only third player in the past 25 seasons to post multiple 30 points, 10 rebound games in a single NCAA tournament. That's elite company. She had help too. Kiki Rice added 13 points and 7 assists. The only other Bruin in the double figures. With the defense like this, they didn't need much more. UCLA held Ole Miss to just 32% shooting and 23 out of 71 from the field. The Bruins were too fast, too physical, and just too much to handle. KK Deans, the floor general for the Ole Miss, finished with 13 points, didn't have the support she needed. Tamia Sadler led the Rebels with 14 points. It wasn't enough to show down UCLA, who now sits at 32-2 on the season, and gets this UCLA will face off with LSU next, the same team that knocked them out last year in the Sweet 16. Final Four on the line, they've had this one circled. Betts said, it doesn't matter who's having their best game. It's about the wins at the end of the day. I'm just so proud of this team. That's leadership right there. The Arizona Wildcats and Oregon Ducks went to war, and once again, Caleb Love showed why he lives for March. The former Tar Heel, who made a deep run to the title game in 2022, dropped 29 points and snagged 9 rebounds to push 4-seeded Arizona past Oregon 87-83 in a thriller. It was Love's 6th career NCAA tourney game with at least 15 points and 3 triples, tying him for the 4th most all-time ice in his veins. He came up big when it matters most. Oregon made a lot of push, but Arizona held on, eliminating their former Pac-12 rivals and punching their ticket to the Sweet 16. That's right, after 48 thrilling games, the NCAA men's basketball tournament is heating up. 7 SEC teams have fought their way into the Sweet 16, including number 1 seed Auburn, Florida, as well as number 2 seeds Alabama, Tennessee, and these teams are showing the strength of the SEC across the board. Mark your calendars. The 2025 National Championship will tip off April 7th at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Duke continues to impress, ranked number 1, and they'll face off with Arizona next. Duke dominated Baylor with size and power in the paint. Baylor just didn't have the answers inside. Alabama moves on after a strong showing against St. Mary's, winning 80-66. Now they get BYU in what promises to be a high-energy matchup. Tennessee knocked off number 7 UCLA 67-58. UCLA defense held up for a while. However, Tennessee's offense power, especially from behind the arc, proved too much. Next up, they clashed with Kentucky in the fierce SEC showdown. The Sweet 16 is locked and loaded, and the intensity is only rising. So sit back, enjoy the madness, and get ready to see who punches their ticket to the Final Four.